Fuckwax. So this is going to be a sketchbook tour of my most recently finished sketchbook. As you can tell, I had a lot of fun decorating the cover. I even made a YouTube short. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep this video on the briefer side just because I don't want this video to be too long, because editing this is going to be a pain in the ass, so I might as well just be a little quick with it. So let's just dive right in. This is a sketchbook I bought from Walmart. It's a mixed media one, and this is all just old art, and it was from a sketchbook page from one of my books that kind of just came out, so I put it in here. It got a little messed up, unfortunately, but it's whatever. I'm not too pressed about it. Here I was experimenting with new art materials, so I bought these neon pink colored pencils and neon pink watercolor, and it looks really fun and really pretty, but it's one of those things that I didn't need it. I just wanted to use it because there's artists that I sub to that likes to use neon pink colored pencils, and I wanted to try it out myself. So yeah, that's basically why I got it. It was really fun, and I think it looks really cute. I'd love to make more art with it, but I haven't in a while because I just haven't felt like it. And yes, this is supposed to be an egg girl. She's supposed to be like a yassified Humpty Dumpty. It was based on a ball jointed doll that I'd seen on Pinterest, and I thought it was really cute, so I wanted to draw it out. This is a pretty fun spread. This was just something whimsical and cutesy. I don't know, I was just sketching random like vintage stuff that I had seen on Pinterest. And then this is Mother Ethel. This is from her lore video. So as you'll see, I kind of started off pretty strong with the sketchbook, but as I got further and further, I was kind of starting to lose motivation, and also art block was settling in. Like, this page is actually pretty nice. I love how cluttered it looks. It's very cute. And then over here we have some Mother Ethel and Madeline art. It's supposed to be like her, like hugging her basically, and they're surrounded by thorns because like they're both toxic and evil and shit. And then here we have this chick, and she's supposed to be like inspired by Whimsical in terms of the art style, or like just fashion dolls in general, but it looks really wonky. So yeah, it just looks so funny that she's right here, and then you have like this edgy, gothic, dramatic shit going on here. I just find the juxtaposition is really funny. This is based on a tweet that I've seen from this photo of, the caption was like this, and I just found the photo and overall vibes of it to be really inspiring, so I wanted to redraw it, and it was actually really fun, like rendering with acrylic markers and practicing realism and stuff. Like, I've been getting a lot better with rendering. It's not like perfect in terms of proportions, but like in terms of the coloring, I think I did a pretty decent job. And then here we have Fregwig. This was actually in one of the videos I had posted. Yeah, I like this one. It's just, a lot of the stuff around here is just so random, because I was just trying to find stuff that like fit color-wise, and I just think it's really funny, because like, why is this here, and they have this and this, like, this is not related to Fregwig whatsoever, but it's just there. But yeah, we all love Fregwig in this house. So here we have a weird spread. This was actually based on a character I made in Everskies, except I was just messing around in the shop thingy where you can like try on outfits. I didn't like actually buy anything, because I'm not going through all that just to make a character. I feel like that's a lot. So yeah, and I love how like all of this is like music notes and stuff, and then you have this bird. I think that's really funny. Then over here we just have some like stick figure doodles, nothing crazy. This is just like a yassified version of this stick figure, because this is how I draw stick figures. It doesn't look like it, but yeah. And yes, a lot of people have asked or pointed out that my stick figure style is inspired by Doik Diary, so there you go. This is an interesting spread. I'm not a fan of how I rendered this part of her face, but I do like the concept of like this being drawn onto this magazine thing that I got from a manga, and then this was from like a cutout from a Hello Kitty book. Like, I love how you can see the print coming through. I think that's really neat, but I'm just not a fan of how her face looks. But everything else is like really cool. Like, I think that's a really fun concept. I love when I'm using something with paint and then like the texture bleeds through. I think that looks really neat. And then over here we have this like bad apple, insert Toho joke here. Ha 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 ha, very funny. But yeah, the idea was just an apple with the really messed up worm coming out of its head, and he just looks mildly inconvenienced. He's not upset, he's just like, oh man, there's a worm in my head. And like, I am just in love with how I rendered this. It looks so good. And then we have this apple girl here. I was trying, okay? And then I had this text in here, And I was just like, it gave me an idea. I wanted to make something based on that because I was just like, I want to make Apple characters, but like, or just make like a painting or something with like Apple characters with that as like the title because I think that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Some OC sketches based on very weird Tomodachi Life pairings, and this is perspective practice. It's alright, I guess. It's not the best, but I'm trying. And then here we have just some random shit. This is just cutouts, and this is a very, very poor attempt at like me redrawing this thing with my OCs Minjun and Lan, except it just looks really out of proportion, so I'm going to ignore them, but focus on this. This is on that one video where I got these acrylic markers from ArtX, and it just, I love how this looks. I'm happy with the rendering. It was really fun to do. I love it. Awesome. Very whimsical. This 2026 is my whimsy era. Like, I'm trying to whimsy max. I don't know. Whimsy maxing just the whole thing, and I just love how this page looks. It's really cute. Very colorful, very kid-core. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite pages in the entire book. Alright, I remember this because this was in October. I was doing this like monthly thing where I drew Fregwig, and unfortunately I did not like most of how this came out. It was not fun for the most part because I kept forgetting, and then also some of the pictures just did not look good. So yeah, some of them are like decent. Like I like this, I think that looks neat, but then some of the other ones are just kind of gross. Like what the fuck is going on here? And then this one's just lazy. This one was like yassified Fregwig, and then just this. I tried. Fregwig is surprisingly hard to draw despite being very simple looking because I just haven't mastered how to like draw him properly, and it's very annoying. And then these are all just like doodles of a character I got on Toy House. This was based on a fight that Blue Birthday and Goku had. They were fighting with each other because for some reason they're both best friends in Tomodachi Life, and I just think that's really funny. And yeah, for some reason Goku was fighting with Blue Birthday, and I just think that the idea of this grown-ass adult man who's like a Super Saiyan, you know, a god, he saved the world many times, is just fighting with this kid over a stuffed animal. I just think that's really funny. And then here we have these two characters that popped into a dream that I had, and I wanted to draw them out, except her design changed a little bit, but his design was mostly the same. I altered his design a little bit because he looks way too much like Prince Gumball from Fiona and Cake, and I was just like, I don't want people to start saying, oh my gosh, was he inspired by Prince Gumball? So like I had to alter his design a little bit. And then here we have Tamagotchi art. Woo! Yeah, this is really funny. You know, it's really ironic that I've drawn like have like two videos where I drew Tamagotchi characters, except the thing is I've never played like Tamagotchi or anything. I just like the character designs. But anyway, yeah, this was just based on like the subject of the video, and I just had all these like cutouts from this like collage book, and I wanted to just make something related to the bathrooms or poop, I guess, which is why, yeah, this is supposed to be tired of this shit. And then here we had the best creation in the entire book. Forget what I said earlier about the Whimsical thing. This right here, this vintage kitschy skibbity toilet lady is the best thing I've ever made. I love it so much. So yeah, you can tell I really peaked here. This is my idea for that Gyaru character that I drew where I was turning girly aesthetics creepy, except this looked too cute to be scary, so I did not go with this. It just looks more like an exaggeration, really. And then here we have Red Milkshake and Blue Birthday's moms. I wanted to redesign them, well, because I just didn't like the original designs, and not gonna lie, the sketches are amazing, but yeah. And then here are Red Milkshake's and Blue Birthday's dads. And then here we have a drawing of Jack. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I think it's conceptually pretty cool. I'm just not a fan of the execution because I just don't like how I rendered a pumpkin. I kind of messed up on the colors. It's just decent, you know. Doodles, and then this is Blue Birthday and Pipalook because I had an idea of them being a couple, and then I decided, you know what, let's just make it canon. So now it's canon, and this is just insanely funny to me. So here we have a spread where it's just lots of doodles and cutouts and stuff. This is a redraw of that one Dork Diaries book cover. And then here we have the art from that one video. I'm not the biggest fan of the video, but I do like the art because I was redrawing these dolls that I found. And I just love this like cutesy, rounded style. I think it's insanely adorable, and I want to explore it more. But I haven't really done too much lately because it's kind of hard to draw in the style for me because I'm so used to like angles, so it's kind of, I had to break out of that like angular style a little bit, but overall I think it's insanely cute. I just love it so much. It's so adorable. More OC doodles is Athena, and then this is Fee Fi Fo. That's literally his name. It's very silly and cutesy. And then here I drew like anthro-human-esque seals because I love seals. I love seals. I love seals. I love seals. They are so cute. I love them so much. They're so fun to draw. If you have art block, just draw seals. It's like the best thing ever. They are so cute. I love seals so much. Point proven, I drew more seals, and here we have I am the ruler of the seals. You have my seal of approval, and yeah, you're their seal of approval. Not sure what the seal is for, but you have their approval, so I hope you're happy about that. This is around Halloween. I drew Red Milkshake and Blue Birthday as Chucky and Freddy Krueger, and I love how they're like really scary here, and then they're over here like, oh my gosh, I love your costume. And then we have Mother Ethel, who looks absolutely scary. This is a really pretty spread where I was working with colored pencils. I've been getting into colored pencils again because I realized that I haven't used it much as a medium because it's one of those things I lost interest in, but I wanted to redo it with like a different approach. And this was my approach, so I got kind of obsessed with these multicolored colored pencils that I had where they change colors every so often when you use them in a certain angle, and they colored over with the colored pencils that Woomer gave me. So yeah, this looks really pretty. And also I use as a base the neon pink colored pencils, so it added this like really cute and pretty like glowy effect in certain areas. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, I just thought that was really cool. And then here we have Mizzy Bob. Yes, that is Mizzy. It's kind of hard to tell, but I did make a digital version, and I think the digital version is way better. But yeah, because like the sub song that came out, I wanted to draw that based on it because I thought it was going to be Mizzy's sub song, but no, it was Sua's. But either way, it just reminded me of SpongeBob because of the jellyfish and the style. Not much to comment here, it's just like studies. So this is a pretty fun page. This is Lorelai and this is Aquamarine. They are both mermaid sisters, and I was experimenting again with the multicolored colored pencils. I was a little afraid to go over with the colored pencils with like actual colors instead of just the base thing, but it turned out really well, and there's like this really pretty almost rainbow effect going on underneath it. It's hard to tell in some spots, but I feel like over here in particular you can kind of tell where like the colors change, and I think that's really cool. And this one was also just insanely pretty to me. Like, I just love it so much. I'm not a fan of how the hair kind of goes over the face, but like that's kind of how Aquamarine looks anyway, and because her hair is like very watery and bubbly and stuff, it gets a pass, I guess. I don't know, but I think it's really pretty overall. This is a collage where I cut out some pictures that I took in Life Makeover, and then I made this really cute collage with this thing that I cut out from a magazine, and then these are just cutouts from like cards and stuff. I think it's really cute. And then here is just random shit like seals. This is supposed to be Seal Yuri, so we got lesbian seals. And then we have reverse anime cliche where it's a girl with bread for a head and she's eating a human girl's head instead. And I just conceptually really funny, but the execution was just really weird. I don't know what was going on with this head. I was not feeling it that day. So now we're getting into like December. This is actually a redraw of a figurine of Kurapika, and he was holding Usagi from Chikawa, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to draw this. And I just think the idea of Usagi and Kurapika just like be together like as friends or whatever is really cute. And this is my OC Cheerio, except this is horrifically out of proportion. I am just, I think the way I drew the face is cute, but just the legs are so long and the torso is so short. I just need to, just move it up a little bit. This is fine, but yeah, I just need to move this up and it'll be perfect. And then here we have the Grinch. So it's going to be my tradition to draw a Yasified version of the Grinch every year. And I feel like I like this version because it has a nice balance of like his Grinch features, but like also he's still hot. So like you could see the face, and I drew like the little thing here, but like you can still tell it's the Grinch, but like just a little hotter, has more anime hair, I guess. But yeah, I just thought that was really funny. This is a really weird spread. So this is actually Red Milkshake and Mizzy, and this is Sua upset because Red Milkshake and Mizzy at the time had gotten married, had a kid that they named Bon Bon, because that was around the time that the Jellyfish song that Sua had came out, and unfortunately these two got divorced. Well, fortunately, because like that would be so weird, because it's such a weird couple. But anyway, so I thought that was really funny. I wanted to draw that. And then here is a character based on a weird dream I had, where my friend was like looking for a pair of socks that had this character on it, and his name was Gito. And now my friend like literally renamed himself to that and has his profile picture. And I think it's the cutest thing ever. And Gito was really cute. Like, he looks like the type of person that plays Animal Crossing, loves frogs, boba tea, and stuff. Like, is really chill. And then here we have the CEO of Yuri. Yes, the CEO of Yuri and Yaoi together. And I made them in Tomodachi Life. And I am so excited for the new game to come out, because I would love to make them on the island. It's going to be great. So this is a page where I was just experimenting a bit. This is from a Toy House video, and this was actually a redraw of something I saw on Pinterest. Actually, all this was like Pinterest reference. I was trying to like replicate that sort of soft, ethereal, whimsical color pencil style where everything is very like, it looks kind of like airbrushed. I just think it's really pretty. That's why I began to color pencils again, because I wanted to replicate that soft sort of fairy tale-esque aesthetic. Like, that's kind of what I'm going for now, instead of like the more harsh and blended look that I used to have with like colored pencils. Like, I was afraid of seeing grain, like that's how bad it was, and now I'm like, I love seeing grain. I love it as long as it's not like too grainy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind it, but before I hated it, so I love how the switch happened. But yeah, I think this is a really pretty page, and my favorite part is definitely this dress. I just love how it looks. It is so pretty. This is a black set of pages. This is my OC Atlas. I'm not really a fan of this artwork, and then this is just me sketching out ideas for Alto. I unfortunately got rid of the piano key sash. Some doodles, all of it was referenced from art that I had seen on Instagram. And this was a really shitty concept that I had. Like, it was something I had for a while, but I was trying to mess around with the markers that I had gotten from ArtX, where basically I was drawing a reverse thing where it was a cotton candy person eating a person's head like they were cotton candy. But it just, I don't know if it works really, but I like it as a good idea. But this execution was so awful. This is an ugly page. We're gonna move on because I'm not happy with it. This is another just less set of pages. I mean, I like this one a little bit because it's more coherent in terms of the colors. And then this is me trying to draw Alto's hat in different angles. So Alto was part of this like story thingy where basically there's a love square going on. Here we have Blue Birthday, which I drew for his birthday because it was in like November. And he looks sad because, well, if you know his backstory, then you understand why he's upset, because like he's gone through some shit. But yeah, I just want to draw him upset. And I'm not the biggest fan of the background, but the final art that I did where I added everything in Photoshop looks pretty decent, so I give it a pass. Here we have a silly little guy, not much else to say. This is kind of a meh page. I tried the Furin angle challenge. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It looks okay. She looks a little realistic, but it's kind of hard for me to draw the angle in a more stylized way. I have to draw the nostrils like that, so anyway, this page is the concept I had for that really bizarre dream that I had. I'm not going to go in depth with what the dream was about. All I'm going to say is that there was just a bunch of demons, cults, and it all was taking place in a college town. This is the ugly ass demon that was kind of a part of the whatever the fuck was going on, and he's just so ugly. I hate him so much. We're gonna move on because I don't like looking at him. This is from the video where I turned blind boxes into characters. I love this spread. I think it's really pretty. I love the design of the boxes as well, so I had to incorporate it into the collage. I would say that I'm kind of torn. I like the colors of this one, but in terms of like how this looks visually, it's more striking to me, so like I kind of like this one more. But overall, both of them just like really cute, so yeah. So this is a page. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I think the best and most notable part is that I drew Mizzy Sua as Glinda and Elphaba. Now I know what you're probably thinking, why is Mizzy Glinda and Sua as Elphaba? Because, you know, Mizzy's the one with the whole witch thing going on. But I just think that visually speaking, in terms of like their color palettes, it makes more sense for Mizzy to be Glinda and Sua to be Elphaba because she has black hair, and it just works better. Because I feel like if Mizzy was Elphaba, it just would not look right with her green skin and pink and blue hair. It would just visually just wouldn't look right, so that's kind of why. But I know that like thematically speaking, the roles to be reversed. This is kind of a messed up page. No comment to say here. So these are doodles of Odette and Odile, and they're both swans, and I love this page. And this is my headcanon, is that they both would love the ever-loving shit out of Barbie Swan Lake. I think they would, and also Princess Tutu. I think they would love it. And I love these two so much. I love their dynamic. I think they're really great. I want to draw them more. And I just think this particular drawing of Odile is funny because she looks like an emo swan, and I think that's the funniest thing ever, because it's like the idea of an emo swan is just really funny. This is ironically, a lot of people have said my art reminds them of Lavender Town. This is ironically one of the most Lavender Town-esque things I've ever drawn within like the past year, and it's literally just a doodle, and it was an idea they had for like a character design. I wanted to like make some like, I don't know, adoptables or freebies or whatever, but I just didn't like the ideas, or it didn't work out right, so I ended up not going through with it. But yeah, it was supposed to be like a food fight themed character, and now I kind of want to revisit the concept and make it like to an OC, but that's one of those things where I'm putting on the back burner because I got other things I wanted to do. And this was an idea that I had where I wanted to make like this cardboard doll. I didn't make it into a thing, but it didn't turn out the way I liked, but it still is nice. It's really big though. I wanted to make it smaller, but anyway, yeah, I think it's really cute. And yes, it was supposed to be kind of like a Labubu type thing. So this is like out of proportion, but it was this redraw of these two LPS things in this little terrarium type thing, and I loved how it looks, so I wanted to attempt to redraw it. And I'm actually really proud of how it looks. I'm really happy with the rendering. I think it's really good. I'm getting a lot better with colored pencil rendering, and I think that this new style I'm doing is really nice, and I really would love to explore it more. My only gripe is that my pencils are getting way smaller, way faster, because they keep breaking, and it's so annoying. And I wish my electric sharpener still works, but it doesn't, and that makes me sad. This was just a redraw of these eggs that I made, because I was really happy with making these boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and I thought they looked so good. Like, they literally came up perfect, so I wanted to like capture the moment and actually draw it. And I love how it looks. It looks very like Instagram-y in terms of like the style. And I love this whole thing I did where I had like the shadow be pink. I think it looks really pretty. And I added the neon pencil around here, so that's where like the parts that look like they're lighted, like neon, that's from the pencil. I think that looks really neat. And then here we have more seals. I love seals. They're so fun to draw. They're so cute. So this is Pulcella-Lulu from that video where I talked about if art school is worth it, and I wanted to draw them in this like sort of fantastical and ethereal way, except I don't know how I feel about Lulu's appearance, but like I was trying to make them look like really fairy-like and pretty. Me attempting to draw horses, except the proportions are really off, but I do like how this looks though. Like, it is so pretty, and that it's again with that colored pencil that changes colors. It's so pretty. My only gripe is that it is kind of hard to use a little bit, because like you have to kind of force it down. Like, it's not like Prismacolor where when you lay down the pencil, it's kind of smooth. You have to kind of work at it a little bit, and it sounds very scratchy, which is one of my gripes. But when it works, and it works good, and it looks really pretty here. So we're getting near the end. This is kind of where I gave up a little bit, but yeah. So this was a redraw from one of the panels from the Hunter x Hunter manga, and it looks alright. Like, how Gon looks here looks really good. I love how his face looks here, but everything else just kind of looks a little blah. But I was tired. I think I drew this really late. And then we have Komugi and Kurapika here. I'm not the fan of how Kurapika looks, but Komugi looks a little wonky. And then here we have some more practicing with the Death Note Diaries thing that I have my AU, where it's just Death Note, but like in the Dork Diaries art style. I was experimenting a little bit again. And yeah, scrap doodle right here. So this is the final art of the page. The other page is ugly, and I do not want to show it. Like, it just looks so bad, and it flopped. But this is my idea for a character that has been on my mind for a really long time. I really want to make this to like an OC, but like my brain refuses to like work with me, so it's gonna be a while before I really finally turn this to a character. But basically the idea was like a Miss Muffet themed character where she's like a spider or something, and like she's very cutesy, Lolita-esque, and I don't know, very cute and frilly, but like spider. And I know that's ironic because like I have arachnophobia, but like I feel like when I make a character that's a spider, but like I take away certain aspects that make it creepy, or I guess when it's like stylized, or if it's a I don't know, for some reason, I guess real life spiders scare me, but when it's a fictional spider character, it doesn't scare me. And like this doesn't really creep me out too much. I think it's more cute if anything. So yeah, I guess if this is my way of helping me overcome my arachnophobia, then that's something. So yeah, that's just they're just ideas, and that's it for this book. I didn't want to finish much else because I didn't have the motivation to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the sketchbook tour, and I'll see you quacks later.